happened during the expedition.
나쁜 일이
I
있어.
no doubt am partly to blame. Nevertheless, I would like you to know my version of the events. After hard days of hiking, we set up our base camp on the threshold of a high valley where rhododendrons grew. All the witnesses seemed to concur. This was where the Gorun, the famous man of the mountains, was most frequently sighted. For many long weeks, we explored without success every valley and mountain surrounding
발견한
the
건
camp.
없었다.
Autumn was approaching. The rivers started to freeze at the edges, and the prospect of having to head back with nothing for our toil was becoming more and more apparent. The joyful banter of the first weeks was no more. The men were becoming moody and tense. Especially our chief, Reinhard Berger.
나 남자친구. 정신 나간 눈이라고? 정신 나갈 만하지. 지금 한참 동안 뭐 찾으러 들어왔는데 아무것도 없다는데. 난 여기 왜 있나? 그냥 다나랑 놀러 가고 싶다. 이런 생각밖에 안 하지 않을까?
Up we get, Leon. Another day on a wild goose chase. I'd better get kitted up before going out. Horst has already left. The scolding that Berger gave them yesterday about their lack of results in tracking down the Goruns really got to him.
뭐야, 미리 감옥도 만들어둔 거야? 아니요. 방금 전까지 케이트 워커로 했습니다. 케이트 워커가 이제 다나 로즈의 일기를 찾아가지고
All those books. Only Horst
거기에
could cart about works
같이
of
있던
anthropology beyond the frontiers of the known world.
거기에 같이 있던 지금
How
레온의
much of science knows no bounds for him.
편지를 이제 읽고 있는 중이에요. 그러니까 과거 회상인 거죠. 물론 케이트 워커의 과거는 아니지만 아무튼 과거를 지금 보고 있는 거예요.
Must remember to fill it up before I leave the camp.
와, 이거 갑자기 너무나 익숙하게 생긴 종이.
These biscuits don't compare with old Gustav's cooking, but at least they fill you up.
아땡. 가방도 챙겨야지.
I ought to bring all the equipment together before I take my bag.
아, 일단 장비부터 챙기고. 마체테 챙겨야지. 마체테는 당연히 들고 와야지.
No chance of me venturing into the mountain without that. Hope I can get back to sketching the valley, but with Berger putting on the pressure at the moment, I doubt it. I'm so glad Junta lent it to me. I was able to take wonderful pictures behind Berger's back.
그림책. 원작. 난민 캠프에서 그룹이 뭔가를 찾았다. 말타 야르.
The letters I got from Dana before leaving Kantar with the expedition. It's tough not to be able to receive or give any news since leaving civilization.
됐나? 챙길 거 다 챙긴 건가? 가자.
Better get going before.
Do you know what time it is?
Time to be heading out?
Enough! You couldn't care less whether we find the Gorons or not, could you? Well, mark my words, Cobatis. You'd better change your bloody attitude.
아니
The day's only
이제
just bloody
이제 해
breaking.
뜨는디.
I couldn't give a damn. Everyone has already started except you. So you just get your butt upstream and help Sauer carry out his research. The idiot is capable of getting himself lost again.
아 짱나게 하네. 나도 급발진 간다.
All right, all right. I'm not your enemy, you know.
I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation, Leon. If we don't find a specimen of the Goron, the brown shadow will... Look, just go find Sauer. Please. Now!
원래 스팀 빵꾸니까 그럴 수 있죠.
Poor animal. Berger's gone out of his mind with this search for the abominable snowman of his.
현실하고는 이제 기술이 발전하는 방향이
No one
다르니까.
here. Bauer and Jaeger must have already taken off in search of the Gorun. Jaeger and Bauer have been a bit heavy-handed with the alcohol these past few evenings. Morale of the troops is at an all-time low.
오스카는 사람이 아닙니다. 인공지능입니다. 오토마토냐 오토마토. 아, 수통에다가 물 좀 담고 가자. 어이.
With this, I'll be able to venture out for as long as it takes to find Sauer.
딱. 이건 뭐지?
Not what you'd call cute, this Gorun. Just as well they haven't found it yet.
진짜 존재하긴 하는 걸까? 신비한 고려대 해부.
I hope you're not thinking of going inside my tent, Cobatis.
네. 하여튼 쫑알쫑알 대기는 빨리 찾아가자.
Better get going.
뭔가 그럴 수도 있죠. 뭔가 찾았을 수도 있고 아니면은 완전히 조져서 망한 걸 적었을 수도 있고.
Autumn is here. We'd better leave the mountain soon, or we won't survive. Anyone there?
맞아. 기사 봤을 때는 딱히 성과랄 게 없었던 것 같았어.
Better check it out.
별 얘기가 없었거든요.
What on earth is that? Maybe there's a link between that mark and the gear near the stump. I'd better go back and check it out before I move on.
체크 안 했어.
What in God's... Sour? What in the world?
Shh! Look what I found.
어?
Is that a...
A go rune. Yes, it's a go rune. I heard him cry as I was taking a break near the path.
뭐지? 진짜 있음.
Hurry, we must go fetch the others.
You go. He looks injured. I'd better stay and try and reach him before the current carries him away.
Right, Leon. Okay. But don't lose him.
All right, little fella. Don't move. I'm coming to get you. Current's too strong to swim across. Better find another way.
어디로 가야 되지?
The trunk isn't very thick.
그래, 굵지 않으면 마체테다. 마체테. 한 번 더. 자. 아무튼 성공. 자다 분명 반대쪽으로 때린 것 같은데. 어떨까?
Easy, Leon. Now's not the time to get a dunking.
반응했다.
Take it easy. I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to look at your wound.
알아들을까? 많이 다쳤나봐.
What can I give him to show I mean no ill?
어떡하지? 비스킷 주자. 마체테 같은 소리하고 앉았네.
There you go. Good boy. It's all right.
뒤로 살짝 빠져주자.
Don't be afraid. You're all right, fella. Good boy. Eat up, fella.
자, 먹어도 돼. 딱딱하고 맛없을 순 있지만 아무튼 비스킷은 비스킷이야. 왜? 아, 이딴 걸 줬다고? 돌멩이라고? 답은 마체테였나?
good, isn't it?
뭐지?
Leg broken.
존맛.
I just want to look at it, all right? Look, little fella. If you let me see your wound, you can have another biscuit later. Yes?
알아듣겠냐?
It's broken, all right. Must be very painful. You're a brave boy. If I could clean the wound and brace your leg, we should be able to
근데
get you back to
캠프에
camp and make it better.
데리고 가면은 감옥에 갇힐 텐데.
Hold on. I'll be right back. Just be patient, little fella. I'll be right back.
동물원에 안 끌려가면 다행이다. 이게 말이야.
There's 2 bits of driftwood washed up there.
좀 매끈한 걸로 해야 되는 거 아닌가? 이건 너무 튄 거 아닌가? 아, 고든 거를 따로 갖고
They're
가는구나.
straight enough to help get the Gorun back to camp. The Gorun might become anxious if I leave now. There must be something around here I can use to take care of him. That mark, judging by the shape, must have been made by the Gorun, probably before he got injured. I wonder what it means.
경찰 표식 아니야? 표식? 여기 인간 놈들이 있다 하고 찍어두는 거 아니냐고.
They should do fine to hold the Gorun splint together.
오케이.
Here we go, fella. This is going to sting a little.
하머. 엑.
There, wasn't so bad, was it?
아, 그런 건가? 텔레파시로 말하고 있었는데 못 알아듣고 있었던 거임.
Now we just need to find a way to get you back across.
뭐지? 뭔가 주웠어. 뭔가 하고 있다. 그림?
Hey, did you do that, little fella? Well,
오.
better drawing than talking.
그림 그려줬나 봐. 얼굴 같은데? 굉장히 높은 능지를 갖고 있구나, 그죠? 걔 능지보다 뛰어나냐고요? 일단 그림 그리는 거보다 그림 그리는 거 보니까 저보다 그림은 잘 그리고.
Now we just have to wait for the others. Huh? Ah, you want another biscuit? You learn
비스킷 더 먹고
quick.
싶대. 그래, 때려보세요. 비스킷 못 잡지. 바로 눕는 거 보소.
It
배부르니까
was a
바로
young
눕네.
specimen, my darling Dana. Almost like a child. And as soon as we made eye contact, I knew
바로
this was a
잔다.
creature
꿀잠스.
endowed with reason.
이제 왔나 보다. 아, 상자
When my
챙겨오려고.
companions joined me, I immediately sensed we did not share the same point of view.
잡아갈 상자 챙겨오려고
They seemed
늦었구나.
blinded by the discovery. They couldn't see the individual.
어떡하냐? 아이고, 잡혀왔네. 하여튼 인간 놈들.
It was clear the young Goran wasn't a person in their eyes, just a subject for study. In their excitement, they seemed to lose all common sense.
What is wrong with it? Fruit. Have some fruit.
You shut him up in a cage. What do you expect? He's frightened.
Shut it up, or I'm going to gag it. What's that?
왔나 보다. 찢어 오고 있다고. 저기 있다. 키가 커. 지금 니네가 우리 애를 가둬놨냐? 열어!
Pass me the rifle
It must be the Goran's mother. If we give it back, she'll probably leave.
and deprive us of an adult specimen. Are you mad?
어.
All right, Mama.
Look at the size of her burger. Wound her, and we'll never get her back alive.
Who said we need her alive? They can't all be live specimens, can they?
No!
안 돼! 이거도 받아라. 힘 좋아. 큰일 났네.
Sorry about that burger, but I couldn't let you shoot them.
뭐지? 죽었어?
Reinhardt, you all right?
죽었어?
But he's killed Burger.
예.
Bauer, wait. You saw. It was an accident. He was going to kill the Goran, sir. So I had no intention to.
아, 나도.
Shut it, assassin!
나도 죽는 건가? 아니야, 난 살았어. 뭐지? 쟨 왜 죽었지? 돌멩이 혹시 넘어졌는데 거기 돌멩이가 있었나?
My head.
아니 묶어두고 가버렸나? 죽으라 그냥 굶어 죽으라고? 아니구나 여기 있구나. 저기요 살려주세요. 저기요
Looks like they're busy. Probably discussing what to do with me. If I can just loosen these ties, I'll be able to slip away without them noticing. Oh dear Lord, Burger. I'm sorry. I never meant to.
아니 저렇게 허망하게 죽을 줄 주인공도
I
이게
know what dangers
레온이
await me in the
알겠다.
mountain if I manage to escape from here. But whatever happens, it can't be worse than what Bauer and the others have in store for me. So I have no choice.
뭐 없냐?
That stone looks sharp enough. If I can reach it, maybe I can cut myself
기절했는데
free.
묻어버린 거 아니냐고? 아 그럴 수도 있어. 얘 기절한 거였는데 죽은 줄 알고 묻어버린 거임.
I'll bring him some soup. We can't let him starve to death.
Bastard doesn't deserve food.
Typical horse, eh? Always the good Samaritan.
잠깐 풀어주네. 밥 먹으라고.
Aren't you afraid I was going to run for it?
일단 수프
They
먹고.
intend to hand you over to the authorities in Kantar for the murder of Reinhard Berger.
Convenient for them.
Well, that's not how it's going to be.
레온이 사식 먹는데
I
나도
don't
사식
agree
왔어.
with what you did. But you don't deserve what Bauer and Jaeger intend for you.
아 얘는 그래도 참작할 수 있는 일이었다라고 생각하는구나.
You must pretend to be tied up. Wait for them to fall asleep.
아 그러니까 죽인 건 죽인 건데 일부러 죽인 건
And get
아니니까.
as far away from here as
그러니까
possible.
총 쏠려던 걸 막으려다가 그런 거니까 얘는 참작해주네.
Yes, but what?
오늘 사식은 국수.
So there you have the full story, my darling Dana.
편지 주고
I
왔어.
don't know what will become of me.
아
Where
그럼
my
저
escape
호스트
will
씨가
lead me over the coming weeks.
편지까지 전해줬나
Or
보네
what my life
다나한테.
of a murderer on the run will be
와
like.
개착하네 진짜. 자기 동료가 죽었는데도.
But always remember that my love for you is as strong as ever, and that my greatest desire is to hold you in my arms. I love you more than anything in the world. Leon, your Highland painter.
뭐야?
Dana! Oh my
아 편지 읽고 기절했나 보다.
What's wrong, Puppet? Lena, come quick!
실신했어 실신.
Dear Diary, so much has happened since I received Leon's letter a few days ago. I'm slowly recovering. Today, Papa and Mama told me that I was going to leave for a while. I'll explain what's going on, but I don't know where to begin. I need to gather my thoughts as I finish packing my suitcase.
설마 레온의 아이를 뵀나 보구나.
The medication to treat my cough. Mama is forcing me to take it again since I collapsed after getting Leon's letter. I should pack it. I need to finish packing my suitcase before we say goodbye, dear diary. I can't believe Leon is on the run. all alone in those mountains in the middle of winter.
일단
I'll put you away in there as soon as I'm done, dear diary. Better to keep you safe than risking to lose you where I'm going.
남자가 빤스런을 어쩔 수 없이 할 수밖에 없었습니다. 그러니까
뭐야 오늘
Poor Papa and
생일인
Mama.
사람이 왜 이렇게
They
자주
were
보이지?
devastated when the doctor they called after I collapsed discovered my secret.
점자는
That
과학
secret I dared
유튜브에서도
not
저런 거
speak
물어본다고.
about to anyone. Not even you, dear diary. Now I can tell you. I'm pregnant, dear diary. Leon is the father. There were a lot of tears and screams when the doctor told Papa and Mama. But they finally decided to pretend that the baby will be the foster child of a missing relative. I know everyone expects me to feel guilty, but I can't help thinking of names. If it's a boy, of course it'll be Leon. To bring his father good luck.
안나.
And if it's a girl, I think I'll call her Anna.
역시 할머니였군요.
Mama says Leon is nothing but an unscrupulous adventurer who took advantage of an innocent girl. But I know it's not true.
틀린 말은 아닌 것 같기도 하고. 물론 둘 다 첫눈에 반한 거였지만 아무튼
Papa looks 10 years older since he learned of my pregnancy. But what seems to have affected him the most was to ask Herr Zimmer for help.
빤스런을 한 게 아니고 그 조사단을 도와주는 일을 하고 있었는데 거기서 이제 사건이 일어나가지고
Come on, Dana. There were
살인-
enough tears already.
물론 자기가 밀어서 죽은 거긴 한데 일부러 죽인 건 아니긴 한데 아무튼 그래서 도망가게 됐습니다.
As I said, dear diary, I'm leaving tomorrow. Papa and Mama are sending me to a sanatorium out of town for a few months. They say it's for continuing my convalescence. In other words, to send me and my secret away from prying eyes. My parents have accepted the offer from their longtime friends, the Zimmers, to pay for my hospitalization at the sanatorium.
아마 그렇지 않을까요? 하나가 좀 일찍
The
죽어서
Zimmers
그런
said
게
it was in the
아닐까?
name of their long friendship with Papa and Mama. But I think they feel bad that they can afford to flee Wagen in the Brown Shadow, whereas Mama and Papa can't.
뭔가? 노래를 못 참아서 그만.
The ideal summer and winter resort in the most picturesque and enchanting spot looking over the River Dombra. Well, let's hope that's true. Papa and Mama have locked me up in here since they discovered my condition. I'm going to miss playing the piano while I'm away, let alone going to the academy.
아무래도 옛날이다 보니까.
I hope you are well, Leon, wherever you are now.
생겼나?
I'm almost done here. I just need to add my medicine and the brochure Hertzimmer gave Papa and Mama.
여긴 안 찢어져 있네.
Oh, and a little souvenir of them would be nice. Junta inspired me, I guess.
사진 챙기고. 요양원 책자 챙기고. 약도 챙기고.
Well, that should be it. All I need to do now is to conclude my diary entry and hide it somewhere safe with Leon's letter.
편지를 마저 쓰고.
Now you know everything, dear diary.
고런이랑 같이 살아있는 거 아니고?
It is now, I guess,
그럴지.
the time to say goodbye for a while.
고런의 대빵이 돼 있는 걸 수도 있어. 국수 존맛.
All I can hope now is that
초등학교
Leon
때
will survive
방학 때
winter in
일기
those
쓰라고 한 것도
faraway
한 번도 안
mountains,
썼는데 그리고 맨날 두드려 맞았는데.
and that he will find a way to come home and clear his name. We will wait until then, me and the baby.
빈번이었던 건가?
Me and the baby?
Do you still think there might be a family connection between you, Kate Walker?
그럴듯하지 않아?
Well, all I know is that my family on my mother's side came from Europe. Well, like a lot of New Yorkers, right? I don't know from where exactly, but... And then there's the music box my mother left me, which it turns out plays the Wagner anthem. I mean, it all seems so magical. Almost like destinies at play.
기계라서 그런 게
Or
아닐까요?
a coincidence, Kate Walker. The law of coincidences states that the more an individual is liable to believe in coincidences, the more coincidences happen to them.
But then there's the fact, Oscar, that everyone keeps telling me Dana and I look so much alike.
What do you plan on doing now, Kate Walker?
According to the diary, Dana left for a sanatorium outside
1,
of town.
2편은 옛날
Records might tell
옛날에
what became of
나왔으니까.
her and her baby. But before we go, there's something that's been bothering me.
What is it, Kate Walker?
The pogrom that Frau Heigl told us about. the one during which the house and the neighborhood were ransacked, happened in 1938, if I recall correctly. Dana said that she was leaving for the sanatorium for a few months at the end of 1937.
Indeed, Kate Walker. So it is very likely she was safe and sound over there when the pogrom occurred.
Yes? But what if she was home with her baby? I need to be sure before we leave for the sanitarium, Oscar. We need to search the neighborhood for more evidence.
All right, Kate Walker. Where you lead, I will follow. As long as you don't forget your bag.
Trust me, Oscar. You're the only friend I've got right now. I ain't losing you.
맞아. 오스카가 이제 유일한 친구야. 원래 친구였던 것들은 남자친구랑 바람 피고 말이야. 쓰레기 같은 놈.
Threats, riddled with misspellings and signed Frank Hoss, that member of the Brown Shadow who had it in for Leon at the refuge. Looks like he never forgave them and was after Dana during the pogrom.
Indeed, Kate Walker. But the very existence of this message could mean she wasn't home when those tragic events occurred.
That's a good clue, I guess, but I need to find more. So, according to that letter, Dana was supposed to stay at the
12월까지.
sanatorium until December 1938. Looks like there were medical complications.
막달레나 수녀. 음, 12월까지 머무를 수 있게 되었습니다. 건강이 악화돼서.
We're getting close, but it's not enough to draw conclusions yet. Dana's initials.
자수 박힌 손수건.
We were on the other side of this wall earlier, Kate Walker.
It's like we've gone through a looking glass.
I do not understand, Kate Walker.
Forget it. I don't know what I'm saying.
If you say so, Kate Walker.
농담 따먹게 할 때냐고.
The room was ransacked and pillaged during a pogrom of the Brown Shadow, I guess. God, I hope Dana was away that day.
나도 오스카 같은 오토마톤 있었으면 좋겠다. 이웃집이라고 할 만한 데가 있나?
In loving memory of all those who lost their lives that terrible night.
한무 동력입니다. 한무.
Ackerman, Fisher, Yorga. I can't find Dana.
풍경. 볶은 김치와 국수.
어릴 적에 고무줄 태엽죽 감으면 계속 돌아가는 프로펠러 압축비의 20억 배 정도면 고수미 정도로 움직일 때 키키키을.
이 정도면 태엽이 아니고 인력으로 돌아간다고 해야 되지 않을까?
I need to find out if Dana escaped the pogrom.
Indeed, Kate Walker. A monument dedicated to the victims would be the ideal place to find out if
추모비에
Dana
뭐가 더
did
있었나?
or did not escape.
추모비에 뭐가 더 있었나 보네. 추모비에 이름은 없었어. 아, 옆으로 돌릴 수 있구나.
Keller, Meyer, Ortel. I'm getting close.
여기는
Some of the names are covered up with dirt. How could I clean it?
여기는 오스카
I'm
닦아.
afraid you are mistaken, Kate Walker.
Dana isn't mentioned here.
여긴 아니었고 여기도 닦고
Anton and Lena Rose. Dana's parents. Oh
아이고
God. They
부모님은
were killed during the pogrom.
Is Dana Rose also mentioned?
It doesn't look like it, no. But I need to be
부모님은
sure.
휘말려서 죽었어. 다나만 그 요양원에 다나만 남게 된 거네.
저것도 청동록을 한 번에 쓱싹하는 슈퍼나노 인공지능 손수건인가요?
응, 아니야, 새똥이야. 근데 새똥도 잘 안 닦일 텐데.
I'm beginning to understand about this pogrom, Oscar. But I'd like to find out more about this sequence of events.
There's that bookshop near the stairs leading to the tramway. You might be able to find a book on the subject there.
Huh. According to that book, the pogrom occurred at the beginning of November 1938.
안 베거랑법 통과. 11월 9일 브라운 섀도가 미스트 다리에 거주하는 베거랑을 중심으로 학살을 자행했다.
I think that's it, Oscar. We know that the pogrom occurred at the beginning of November 1938. Dana's parents, Anton and Lena, were killed, that's certain. But Dana was supposed to be at the
유대인
sanatorium
중에
back then.
그
Which seems to be
특정
confirmed by that message Herr Hoss left in the house, Kate
몇몇을
Walker.
베거랑이라고
Exactly.
부른다고 하더라고.
So I guess we're done here, Oscar.
게임에서 나오는 말로.
Let's take the tram back to the guest house. We'll try to find that sanitarium first thing tomorrow.
이제 게스트하우스로 돌아가자. 이제 밤에 폭풍 온다고 했으니까 일찍 들어가서 잘 준비해야지. 게스트하우스로 돌아갑시다.
So, there she is.
뭐지?
The famous Kate Walker.
Sorry, what?
뭐라고요?
Dana Rose.
어? 이분 혹시
I knew her very well,
윤타 아니야?
you know. Our Dana darling. Waiting for the tram, aren't you? Well, we'd be better off
약간
speaking at the guest house. I hear there's a
그런 거
storm
같은데.
coming. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Miss Walker. Colonel Blake.
Colonel Blake or Fraulein Junta?
Connecting the dots, are we? You're a
맞네.
very clever young woman.
만든 거 아니야?
But you must be eager to know why I'm here in front of you, bearing the surname of one of Her Majesty's military officers. but here's our tram. Would you be so kind?
아, 오래 사시네. 근데 사실 레니도 살아있었던 거 보면은 그치? 지금 한 2005년이니까 윤타가 한 20살 전후였다고 보면은 그래도 90은 안 됐겠는데? 90 왔다 갔다 하겠는데. 레니가 더 늙어 보이는 건 이제 저항군 활동을 하다가 이제 다치게 돼서 그렇겠죠 아마. 다리를 다쳐갖고.
So, Miss Walker, you've been rather quiet. I would have thought you'd have some questions for me. No?
레이크 대령?
I read that you used your prestige as an artist to spy on the Brown Shadow for the UK before and during the war. So, what is your real name then? Junta Steinhoff or Colonel Blake?
Janice Blake is my name, Miss Walker. It's not the sort of name the Brown Shadow would have trusted, I'm sure you'll agree. So I took my mother's maiden name as an alias. Both my parents were diplomats from Austria, you see.
So you were some kind of double agent.
You make it sound more romantic than it really was, miss. But yes, I guess one could say so.
You mentioned the guest house. Are you that other guest I heard about?
Indeed, Miss Walker. It's actually Frau Wagner who told me about you.
얘기를 해줬구나.
When she told me that you were looking for Dana, I knew I had to talk to you. Frau Wagner told me to call the academy, which I did, and the rector then redirected me towards the Bridge of Mists. And that's how I ended up wandering up and down it, asking about a mysterious American woman with a painting.
I guess you have new information about Dana for me?
I might very well indeed, Miss Walker, but what if you told me first what that little investigation of yours has dug up about Dana?
아, 얘기 좀 해달라고? 얘기해줘야지.
I discovered today that Dana became pregnant that summer of 37. Leon was the father. So her parents decided to hide her in a sanatorium outside town. Which I assume saved her from the night of the Brown Shadow pogroms in Vagen.
You assume right, but her parents, on the other hand...
Yes, I heard they didn't make it.
Poor bastards. If you'll pardon my French.
I know Dana was very concerned about Leon being on the run after the death of that scientist, Herr Berger. I can't blame her. How could he survive through the winter, all alone in the mountains in a strange country?
모르지.
How could he? That's exactly the right question, Miss Walker. That origin expedition in Baltayar. What a mess that was.
So, that's basically all I know. Can you tell me what happened to Dana after she left for the sanatorium to have her baby?
I must confess, Miss Walker, that I was afraid you might overlook some of the painful information here, which is clearly the case.
What do you mean?
Look, I think it would be best if we stay in this carriage until the very end. I know it is an odd request to make, but you really must see this for yourself.
Well,
Until then, I recommend you look outside the window. I guarantee it'll be worth your while.
오! 왕! 전기로 가는 게 아니어서 가능한가 봐. 폐업으로 모든 게 해결된다. 이게 바로 스팀빵크. 게스트하우스 가는 거 아니었냐고? 가려고 했다가 이제 윤타 만나가지고 지금 딴 데로 왔대. 띵띵.
I'm sorry, Miss Walker, but chasing you around that bridge was more exhausting than I thought.
that's okay. I can wait.
Ah, nonsense. I know how eager you are to find out about Dana. So you go first. I'll meet you at section 08. I'll
아니,
come meet you there.
트램에서 계속 앉아서 오셨으면서
Can't you just tell me what we're doing here?
I know it must seem cruel, speaking in riddles and keeping up all this mystery like a bloody fortune teller. But I promise, you must see for yourself.
네, 어쩔 수 없구만.
Okay then.
And don't forget, Miss, section 08. Find
섹션
it,
08,
and I'll meet you there.
58.
Oof. Cold as hell here.
악인의 백조는 우리 마을의 영원한 상징일 뿐만 아니라 살아있고 연약한 존재입니다. 그러니 백조들에게 먹이를 주지 마십시오. 통제하에 이루어지지 않은 잘못된 먹이 주기는 백조들의 병을 초래할 뿐만 아니라 치명적입니다. 함부로 주지 말라 이 말이야.
How the heck do I get myself into these situations? These ruins, they look like they're from the Middle Ages or something.
백조를 풀었는데 잡아가서 먹었다고? 마이 갓.
There's something sinister about all this.
Have no fear, Kate Walker. The sun's setting, and you're all alone in an isolated and derelict place. Statistically speaking, it is highly improbable that you'll meet anybody, good or bad.
Thank you, Oscar, but please do me a favor. Stop trying to reassure me.
전혀 안심되지 않는 말이니까.
Kate Walker.
전혀 도움이 되지 않아.
Grim.
어두침침하구만 그죠?
place gives me the creeps. Looks like... Oh, jeez.
What is it, Kate Walker?
This place, it's
Oh.
a cemetery, Oscar.
더
I
어두워.
think Dana's... Oh my god, she must have...
Don't jump to hasty conclusions yet, Kate Walker. You should try and find that spot that Colonel Blake mentioned.
Section 08. Yes, I... Okay, let's go. Oh my god.
여기다.
Section 08 is over there. I don't have time to get lost in that maze.
쭉 가서 아닌가? 입구가 어디지? 입구 여기 맞나? 쭉 가서 쭉 못 가.
Impossible to get through. I'll have to find a way to go around it.
자, 여기 막혔어. 그러면 이렇게 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 이렇게
A dead end.
오케이.
I'll have to go back.
쉽지 않은. 여기도 막혔고. 그러면 이제 왼쪽으로 가보자. 왼쪽으로 이렇게 가서 이렇게 쭉. 여기도 막혔을 것 같은데.
Section D.
오케이, 여긴 되고 이 계단이네. 그
The
다음에
inscription has faded away.
이쪽으로 쭉 가면은 올라가는 데가 있었으니까 뭐지?
The undertakers must store their tools in it. It needs a key.
이게
Doesn't
필요한
look that strong though.
저게 필요한 일이 있을 것 같은
Section
그런
G.
느낌. 망치가 필요할.
A dead end. I'll have to go back.
오케이.
It's not here. I need directions.
일로 가서 이쪽으로 가서 이쪽.
Section O. That's it.
다나가 좀비로 있는 거 아니냐고? 지금 그런 말도 안 되는 소리.
Anna Rose, 1938. Gone to a better place. Oh no.
어떻게 이렇게 빨리 오셨지?
What happened?
Dana's health had deteriorated at the sanatorium. Her coughing fits, the pregnancy, and all the stress about Leon being on the run out there in Baltayar. It was just too much for her to bear. The doctors had to put her to sleep before her delivery. There were complications, and when she woke up, her parents told her the terrible news. They had already buried the baby girl.
And afterwards?
다음엔
Dana became sterile because of the complications during childbirth.
그래?
So she remained at the sanatorium a few months more. She was devastated, poor darling.
That's how she survived the pogroms.
Yes, but that didn't mean she was safe.
How come the Brown Shadow didn't go after Dana? They controlled Ostertal back then, right?
Oh, they would have eventually, believe me.
So what happened afterwards?
Dana lost everything. Her parents, her baby, Leon. I think she would have just given up if I hadn't been there that day. But I had to go to London. Back then, I used to get invited every year or so to all kinds of artistic events. I could then make out my report to the British Secret Service without arousing the Brown Shadow's suspicion. So I took Dana with me to save her from them.
음... 1944년.
Dana stayed in London for about 6 years. I found her a flat and a position
게임한 지
with
얼마나
my
됐냐고요?
real employer.
어제도
the
3-4시간
foreign
했고 오늘도 3시간 했나?
She had no family,
그렇게 됐네.
no friends, and in a way she had no life. She spent every minute she had in the office fighting in her own way against those who took everything from her.
분노의 서류 작업하고 있는 건가?
She went from one promotion to another, and soon she was among those in charge of coordinating all the resistance fighter groups pertaining to the different occupied countries of Europe.
레오는
All right, Dana.
빤스러냈지.
The Admiralty needs us to spot the enemy units on map according to the reports they provided.
보고서 일단 보고서 확인해야지. 적군의 움직임과 지대공 포대 위치에 대한 조사. 프랑스 서해안 상황. 샘 포대가 지대공 포대 2부대가 도버 앞에 위치. 탱크 사단이 셰르브르를 벗어나 브레스트 지대공 포대에 접근 중. 칸 근처에서 지대공 포대는 아직 작동 중. 칸에 하나 있다고 했나? 2개야 하나야? 셰르브르 쪽. 브레스트 포대에 접근 중. 포대 2개가 도버 앞에 위치. 그럼 칼레 쪽에 있겠네. 바다에 떠 있는 왜 바다에 떠 있냐고? 근데 브레스트에 2개가 들어가야 되는데 2개 들어갈 자리가 안 나. 접근 중이니까 여기 중간 여기로 했나? 어떻게 잡아야 되나? 접근 중. 근데 좀 많이 먼데? 접근 중이라기엔. 황근천 아직 작동 중. 다음 여기도 있다. 정찰되는 탱크 2부대가 아직 벨기에에 있음을 확인함. 한 부대는 르 아브르를 떠났어. 탱크 한 부대가 르 아브르를 떠나서 어디로 갔냐? 이 근처 어딘가로 갔어야 될 것 같은데 어디로 가야 되는지 모르겠다. 그 다음 잠수함 한 기가 아직 북해에 배치돼 있고 3기 중 한 기는 셰르부르를 향해 켈티케를 벗어났다. 브레스트 근처 북대서양에 위치한 다른 잠수함과 합류하자. 브레스트 근처에 북대서양에 잠수함이 하나 있고 북해에 잠수함 있고 셰르부르를 향해 켈티케를 벗어났다. 이쪽. 인가? 여기서 벗어났다고 했으니까 영국 해협 쪽까지 온 건가?
If I follow the instructions on the reports correctly, I should be able to place all the units mentioned.
된 건가? 모르겠네. 그래서 근처 앞대서양 쪽에 위치해 있다. 앞대서양 쪽인가? 세 기 중 한 기. 그럼 켈트에 지금 2기가 있다는 소린가? 근데 2기를 놔둘 자리가 없는데? 아영.
According to the reports, most of the units are found in the sea areas, along the French coast and some in Belgium.
대부분은 바다에 있다. 탱크 2부대. 르 아브르를 떠났고 켈테 하나 있어야 될 것 같다고? 뭔가? 지대공 한번 넣어보자고. 도버 앞에 포대 2개. 브레스트에 포대 하나. 캉 근처에는 아직 작동 중.
확진자 외롭고 쓸쓸하게 격리하면서 칸조씨한테 1,000원 줘야지.
이응님 1,000원 동안 감사합니다. 고맙습니다. 외롭고 쓸쓸한 격리 말고 즐겁고 신나는 격리로 갑시다.
In all, the reports speak of 14
14개.
units.
둘,
That's
셋,
6
넷.
submarines, 4 tanks, and 4
잠수함
anti-aircraft
6대, 탱크
defenses.
4대.
All we need to do is to place them
한 둘
correctly
셋 넷,
according
한
to
둘
the
셋 넷.
information contained in the
잠수함이
documents.
문제인가? 잠수함이 켈트의 근처에 잠수함을 켈트에 2개가 안 들어가는데. 켈트에 하나 넣을 데가 없어. 오케이, 아무튼 성공.
I guess. Yunta!
Dana, darling, you can use my real name here, you know.
Sorry, but I just can't get used to it. For me, you'll always be Ginger Yunta.
Charming. I'm sure I have Lenny to thank for that, hmm? You were always too soft on that little brat.
Maybe. I guess. Anyway, what are you doing here? So glad to see you.
Only doing my duty, Dana, darling. A gallery invited me for a conference, so I jumped at the occasion to report back to our superiors. But it might be the last time for a while, I'm afraid. It's getting very hard to leave the occupied territories, even for a famous so-called pro-brown shadow artist like me. Anyway, how have you been since my last visit?
사실대로 말하자.
Well, with Leon being missing and probably lying dead somewhere in Baltear for the past 7 years, and what happened to my parents, you know how I feel. But it's all beginning to feel like a dream, Yunta. A distant dream. Especially her. And I don't want it to, you know, I don't want her, my sweet Anna, to just fade away. I'm sorry, Yunta, but could we please change the subject?
Of course, darling.
What is it?
More work for you, actually.
Oh?
Yes. The Allies need someone for an operation with the Resistance in occupied territory, and they think it should be you. But truth be told, Dana, I'm not sure that's such a good idea.
Why not? I did volunteer for field operations. They've trained me a lot for that.
I know, Dana, but this operation will happen in Ostertal, right next to Wagen, actually.
I see.
Look, you don't need to answer me this minute. And no one would blame you if you declined the mission. We all know you don't only have happy memories of Wagen.
그건 그렇지.
You still have time to think it over. But before you give your final answer, they need you to identify the resistance group that will execute the operation. It's all explained here. And of course it's all top secret stuff. So you must cross-reference the documents right here in this room. You'll have to use that thing over there.
But I don't know how to use it.
I'm sure that's easy for you. You have such a clever mind, my little virtuoso. I'll see you later.
Well, let's get cracking then.
임무 명령. 외국 및 커먼웰스 로주 요원 점령국에서 실시 예정인 작전에 대한 지원자가 필요합니다. 요원도 잘하는 국가입니다. 오스타스. 이를 수락하면 바겐 근처에 투입되어 시민을 스위스로 탈출시키는 작전을 맡게 될 것입니다. 주요 저항국 지역 네트워크의 보호를 받으며 작전은 진행됩니다. 이 작전의 수락 여부에 상관없이 당신은 오스터설에서 활동 중인 소규모 지하그룹 네트워크로부터 신원 확인을 받을 것입니다. 이 과정이 진행될 때까지 기밀 유지를 위해 사무실 밖으로 나가는 것은 금지됩니다. 프랑스인 엔지니어가 전시용으로 개한 공합 전신기에 접근 권한을 부여하겠습니다. 이 기계로 필요한 문서를 요청하실 수 있습니다. 행운을 빕니다. 이거야? 기계는 내가 알아서 조종하면 된다 이 말이야. 띵. 저항군 네트워크 목록 입수.
Could one imagine anything as insane as the whole wide world at war? And for the second time in barely a generation. We're snowed under. The paperwork is piling up, and problems with it. I guess winning a war takes time, and it's something we cruelly lack.
비행기 모양.
The most widely
Spitfire.
used Allied single-seat fighter plane. I probably owe it my life, like all of us here. The Blitz ended a few years earlier, but now the Brown Shadow is sending us a new death machine, the V2.
다음 해야 되는 게
Silly me. Can't be it. Better try something else.
다른 걸 먼저 찾아봐야 되나?
We're snowed under. The paperwork is piling up, and problems with it. Yunta said I wasn't allowed to leave the room until I identified the resistance network.
그냥 뭐 그 정도는 그냥 그런갑다 합니다. 어드벤처 게임은 워낙 대사가 많아가지고 그 정도는 뭐. 연합군, 농사, 연합군 병력, 보스터 썰,
Silly me. Can't be it. Better try something else.
뭐였지? 저항군 네트워크 목록이었나? 저항군 네트워크. 저거 다 내보내고 있는 거 아니냐고? 아, 또 간다.
Right. Let's see.
어디 보자. 탑 시크릿. 안텐. 코드네임 수염. 리더의 별칭 쥐라크.
No, it can't be this underground network. No, doesn't make sense. Not this one either. The information doesn't tally with what Yunta said. Can't be that underground network.
아까 뭐라고 했었지? 뭐라고 했는지 기억이 안 나네. 다 X 치면 뭐라도 나오겠지. 고산지대 그림쟁이가 있다?
Edelweiss? A coincidence. It must be a coincidence.
별명까지.
Leader's alias.
Oh, come here now, my pretty Edelweiss.
Don't call me that. You know I don't like it.
It's true, though. That's exactly what you are, my pretty Edelweiss.
렌이일 수도 있는 거 아니냐고. 아, 그럴 수도 있지. 레니도 그 저 촬영하면서 들었을 거 아니에요.
Leon! He's alive. He's alive. He's alive! I need to... Oh, good grief. But how did he... Yunta! Yunta!
이 레니가 저항군에서 활동해가지고 다리도 다쳤고 그랬지.
So Leon made it from Baltayar. But how?
I have no idea, miss. All I know is that he survived for almost a
진짜
year in the
살았을까?
mountains before coming back to Ostertal to set up the Edelweiss resistance group.
Which made Dana accept the mission you told her about back then, right?
Of course, she was given extra training and was dropped near Vagan the following summer to carry it out. We'd better get going. It looks like the storm is coming.
You go first. I'll meet you at the tram station in a minute.
Of course. Take all the time you need.
돌아가자. 곧 폭풍 올 것 같은데. 근데 문제가 불임이 됐다고 했단 말이야. 그러면은 할머니가 될 수가 없는데. 안 빼돌린 거면 가능할 수도 있다고. 그럴 수도?
What the heck?
What is it, Kate Walker?
The gates, they just closed. Oh, there must be a mechanism to open them somewhere. Closing time, huh? And what am I supposed to do now? Sleep in a vault until morning?
어디로 가야 되지? 이건가?
Something's missing here.
바로
I
오스카.
was not conceived to perform this function, Kate Walker.
That doesn't work.
아까 창고 열 수 있을 것 같은데. 그치? 공구 창고 쪽에 일단 가봐야 될 것 같긴 한데. 그치? 오스카가 그런 비스무리한 존재라고 할 수 있죠.
It needs a key. But it doesn't look that strong, though. I need to find a way of breaking the padlock on the tool shed. Something strong and resistant.
We are in a cemetery, Kate Walker. You should be able to find a shovel or a pickaxe somewhere amid all these graves.
그렇지. 오스카로 찍어도 열릴 수 있을 것 같긴 한데.
Impossible to get through here. Better find another way.
어디 보자. 어딘가에 삽이나 이런 거 없나?
I recognize some of the names here.
기부자.
Pretty interesting.
어,
But I
아담
should get
짐머
back to
있다.
what I was doing.
어? 레니 레너도 있다.
Seems so old. This place must be centuries old. Maybe I could use this with the lock. But it's out of reach.
가라 오스카. 손이 안 닿는다. 오스카 출발.
Can you bring that pickaxe closer, Oscar?
Of course, Kate Walker.
아, 이게 원래 몸이 아니어서 저거 다른 몸체에다가 이제 오스카의 심장을 꽂아 넣은 거라. 아, 몸통 박치기. 잘했어 오스카. 소금 광산의 추억이 떠오를 거라고. 아. 소금 많이 캤거든요. 곡괭이로. 이 정도는 간단하지. 그렇지. 프랭크.
Looks like it's compatible with a bigger mechanism.
됐다. 이제 갖고 가볼까? 이쪽이었던가? 원래 어드벤처 게임이니까요.
No,
가라
Kate
오스카.
Walker.
됐다.
You seem disappointed, Kate Walker.
About what?
Well, correct me if I am wrong, but the fact that Dana Rose lost her baby and became sterile disproves your hypothesis that there can be a family link between you, doesn't it?
You're not wrong, Oscar, but I'm just stupidly over-optimistic. I wish I were like you, and not controlled by stupid emotions.
Nice of you to say, I guess.
Sorry, Oscar. That didn't come out so well.
아니요, 주인공은 엄마 있죠. 안나는 이제 케이트가 소금 광산에서 강제 노역하는 동안 이제
Are you all
돌아가셨.
right, Miss Walker? This must have been quite a shock for you, wasn't it?
야, 게스트하우스로 돌아갑시다. 다행히 밤이 되기 전에 돌아갈 수 있게. 저녁인가? 흔적. 왜? 그래도 열심히 쫓아다니고
What
있는데
about that
왜?
mission Dana led with Leon's resistance network?
It didn't turn out well, Miss Walker.
Ah,
Actually,
잘
that's the
안
reason
됐어?
I left London to be here.
Oh?
Yes, just a second, Miss Walker. Where did I put it?
임무가 제대로 안 됐나 봐.
What with this blasted storm? It's all over the papers. Here, have a look for yourself.
갑자기 왜 반말하냐고요? 그럴 수도
Storm.
있지.
Excavation work at Devil's Pass has been interrupted. An unexpected
친해졌으니까.
storm has obliged the council to remove the bodies
원래
trapped in
외국은
the
친해지면
ice
다 반말한다 이
since the Second
말이야.
World War, and to move them to the Silberspiegel refuge. Those frozen bodies near the refuge. I heard about them just yesterday. Do you mean
There has been no formal
외국어는 다
identification
반말
yet, Miss
아니냐고.
Walker.
but it's plausible that
That Leon, at least, is among those bodies. Yes.
아,
what happened to Leon?
According to the testimonies I've obtained, Leon was killed on that mission. The Foreign Office tasked Dana to lead an avalanche, apparently.
산사태?
I am one of the few people still alive to be able to identify him, which is why I'm here. If it weren't for this bloody storm, it would have been done today.
태풍 때문에 이뤄졌구나.
Do you think Dana could be among the bodies?
I suppose it would be logical. It would explain why I never saw or heard of her again after the mission. Yet, according to some witnesses, Dana survived the war and indeed helped resistance fighters from Wagen until the liberation. But if those testimonies were true, then Dana vanished after the war.
What about the other bodies?
According to the medical examiner's office, in all, 3 bodies have been extracted from the ice. The one presumed to be Leon, and 2 others, a man and a woman not yet identified.
I see.
슬슬
Try to stay
폭풍이 오고 있구만.
positive, Miss Walker. Only a visual identification will allow us to be certain. We can go as soon as this storm's over, probably tomorrow or the day after.
Right.
Miss Walker, we've arrived. But you're not coming, are you? Well, Miss Walker,
자, 구식도
you
아닙니다.
might not be related to Dana, but you bloody well
Same.
certainly remind me of her.
돌아가는 것 자체가 구식으로 돌아가는 게 아니라서. 자동으로 다 돌아간다 이 말이야. 띵띵. 주인공 어디 가냐고요? 우리 게스트하우스 가야지. 아니네, 그냥 절로 갈라나 보네. 아, 대피소 갈라나 보다. 대피소. 대피소에서 혹시 확인할 수 있나 싶어.
So, instead of waiting for the storm to pass and for the official identification of the bodies, I might add, that were trapped in the ice for 6 decades, you, and by extension me, are going to climb up the mountain so you can identify them yourself.
I know, Oscar, I know. But I've just got to be sure.
에, 오스카 찾았어.
Because if one of those bodies turns out to be Dana,
We'll have no more trains to chase?
그렇지.